Welcome back to Seedtime and Harvest. Today I'm going to show you just how you can enjoy these beautiful strawberries right from your front porch. Amazing. Come along. This PVC pipe is going to be home for our strawberry plants. This is a 12-foot, 4-inch perforated PVC pipe. Perforated, of course, because it has holes in it. This is used for septic drain away, but I chose the perforated pipe because it's $15 cheaper than the non-perforated pipes. I'm going to get it cut and I'll see you shortly. Our new planter has been cut. The perforated edges were used as a guide when we were cutting this PVC. Now I'm just going to clean up the edge. I'm going to use some PVC cement to put an end cap on it. This cap is going to prevent the soil from going through either side of our planter. You want to make sure you clean your PVC really well, getting rid of any dirt that could be on it that will prevent the end cap from binding, okay? When you apply the cement. It comes with a little brush. All right, so you're gonna just rub this around the outer part of our pipe, okay? And I'm gonna get the end cap and just push it over. All right, it may need a few minutes to bind, but we're gonna do the next side. Onto the next end, you want to do the same thing. Make sure it's really clean, no dirt on it. Also the cap, make sure your cap is clean as well. And then we're going to apply the cement on the outside. Okay, just like that. And then you really tightly push the end cap on it. We're going to be planting two varieties of strawberry. One which will be the Chandler variety. Now that's going to be going in this PVC. One thing you want to note is that strawberries are very susceptible to root rots. It will kill your plants. And so to combat that, we want to make sure that we have sufficient draining in our PVC. To ensure that, I'm going to drill holes all throughout the length of this pipe using a 3/16 drill bit. You can go all the way down to a 1/8, but you don't want to use something too big like a 1/2 inch or even bigger. What that's going to do is going to cause the soil to leach from your planter, especially since it's hanging. It has nothing to prevent the soil from going through. Or you can put a mesh in it, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to use a 3/16 drill bit to get my holes in. I'm going to get my holes in now. I have words at the bottom, very bottom of the pipe, which will be my guide to put the holes in. You don't have to be an A student to put the holes in there, but my husband wants me to be very neat, so I'm going to hit all the A's. And again, if you want to be neat, but the words are not there, you can use a ruler or a tape measure to make sure that your holes are straight. But it's not a must that they have to be straight. Missed a few A's, but I got a good amount of drain holes in this pipe. Our PVC is cut, the holes are drilled, our end cap is secure. So the next step, we're going to add our cord to suspend our planter onto our porch. What I'm going to use is a paracord. This is a 500-pound paracord, and it's going to be more than enough to support the weight of our planter. And may I suggest this would be a good addition to your bug out bag. I'm going to double it through the hole here. Just like that. If I can find the hole. I'm going to push it through again. Going to secure the ends in a slip knot. I'm going to repeat this step on the next side. It's going to hang just like this. Again, just go through the hole, both holes. I'm going to come back and go through again. I'm going to secure the ends with a knot. And then we're going to hang it on the porch. Just like this. I'm going to get the soil into the planter, and then we'll talk a little more about the strawberries that we're going to put in here. This is the soil that we're going to put in our planter. As a matter of fact, for all of our planters for this strawberry, it's a Sun-Grow Black Gold Natural Organic Potting Mix. We got this at Pike Nursery, and it was 50% off just because the top of the bag was open, even though all the soil was still intact. And that's a good way to get a discount on soil. Always look for the open bags. Your big box store will more than likely give you a discount for taking those bags off their hands. Of course, I didn't think about filling it when I put it up, and it's way too high to bring the soil all the way up there. So the good thing about the double cord is you can extend it down, still secure, and I'm going to fill it that way. One scoop at a time. And this container is ideal for strawberries because they have very shallow roots. They don't require a lot of depth of soil for them to grow. Just gonna fill it about 3/4 of the way so that I can get the plants in. Once I add them all in, I'm gonna just top it off. So there are 3 varieties of strawberries out there on the market. Okay, you have June bearing strawberries. These type of strawberries typically will bear fruit in the month of June, maybe early June if you're in warmer climates, but you'll have 3 weeks in that month where you have a strawberry harvest. The first variety we're gonna plant is a June bearing strawberry, and this is the Chandler variety. I ordered this from handpicknursery.com, and it comes nicely packaged, and the strawberries are in a bag. These are bare root, so you can plant the bare root strawberry or you can have an actual plant. So this is what it will look like, just the root and a crown. Typically when you get these, you want to rehydrate them or hydrate them for about 5 minutes. So I'm going to put them in a little water before I get these started. I ordered about 10 of these online, but more than likely you will get more than 10. Here they gave us 13, so I'm just going to drop them in the water and let them hydrate for about 5 minutes. While we wait on the Chandler strawberry to hydrate, let's talk about the everbearing variety. Here we have a sweet berry variety, which is everbearing. And what that means is that it will give you a harvest about 3 weeks in the summer. At the beginning of summer, midsummer, and late summer. And after the harvest, the plant will send out runners. So this is what a runner looks like, and it's actually a whole new plant. This is the daughter plant from this mother. And for the next season, this plant is actually going to give you a good amount of harvest. Usually after a while, the strawberry plants will start to diminish in terms of their production. So you always want to reap the benefit of having your runners. Because we're planting bare roots, we want to prevent shock. So we're going to add the mycorrhizal inoculant to our planter so that our strawberries can be established in their new home. Just gonna put a little bit all along the length of the planter. All along the length. All along the planter. Just like that. If you have a small scoop, it may work better than this big trowel. All right, that's it. And we're gonna get our plants. Let's talk a little bit about bare root plants. So this is what a bare root plant looks like. It's actually a live strawberry plant. But when you order online and they ship it to you, the top of the plant will be removed and you'll just get the crown and a root. Now, depending on how far it comes from, your roots will actually come dry, but these came from North Carolina, so it's not too far. So it didn't get a lot of chance to dry out significantly. If your plants do come dry, you just want to put it in some water for about 5 minutes or so to have them rehydrate prior to planting. Before you plant, just be mindful of the crown. Now, just about right here where you see the last root at the top, that's where your crown begins. You do not want to plant your strawberries where the crown is buried below ground. It will rot. This is where your leaves and your fruits are going to come from. So I'm going to show you just how to plant your strawberries so that your crown remain above ground, so you have a better chance of having a successful strawberry harvest. Okay? I'm just going to fan out the roots of the plant and then just come in and put the soil around the roots. Okay? Careful not to bury it too deeply. We're going to put them about a foot, a little less than a foot apart, so that will give our runners space to grow. If when they do come up, they'll have a little bit of soil. So as you can see, the crown is just above ground and the roots are below. Okay, that's exactly how you want to put your strawberries in. Location is also key when you're growing strawberry plants. Be mindful of the fact that they do require at least 6 to 8 hours of sunlight. You want to give them everything that they need to grow. You want to water at least twice a week. This variety, the Chandler variety, is very susceptible to root rot. You want to be very careful to make sure that your planter has sufficient drainage so that your pot does not get waterlogged. Again, we're going to put them at least a foot apart. Give them sufficient space. When the runners start coming in, you just want them to have a little bit of root growth before you can transplant them and give them their own personal space. So leaving that extra space in this planter is going to make sure that we have a good amount of runners. Our plants are in our hanging planter. The final step, I'm going to top dress with some seeding straw. This is ideal for allowing moisture retention in your soil. I don't have to water too much, okay? And when you have strawberries, the fruit of strawberries, when they touch the ground, they rot easily. So if you have seeding straw in your garden, in your planter, that will provide a barrier between your fruit and the soil. And of course, these may hang over. But just in the event that you do not have a hanging planter, seeding straw will do an excellent job at putting that barrier between your fruit and the soil so that they don't rot. The next step is to go ahead and water. So you want to just water lightly. The roots were already wet, so just want to make sure the soil is nice and moist. And in a few months, we are going to be able to enjoy the fruit of our labor. And that's the best part. Thank you for joining us on Seedtime and Harvest. Until next time, happy planting. Bye.